This advertisement is about the second major threat to our planet, our extinction. They are the terrorists at CERN. It's a particle accelerator buried in a mountain, and I'll tell you why. Their stated purpose is to create or recreate and study the energies responsible for the Big Bang, the single most destructive event in the history of the universe, right here on this Earth. I'll be reading this. It is a gamble with this entire planet that is complex but understandable if you try. These experts are attempting to demonstrate energies that led to creating the structural defects that caused the originating mass of the previous universe to explode and expand into the universe we know today. We know structural weakening occurred prior to that because it is a documented explosion of such force that no doubt exists, only dust and gas was left. These scientists are gambling they can create the same energies and use it as a toy to study. Simply turning their machine back off will mean nothing bad will happen. They believe this Earth will not explode, even though they expect, intend, and demand that these are the same energies that destroyed the originating mass of an entire previous universe. To be wrong, then, is to create the destruction of this Earth. This Earth. Same energy, same result, not an unlikely scenario. Therefore, we review their theories here in brief and demand if even 1 in a million chance or more exists that the entire planet could be destroyed, they must stop this. It is our lives, our future, our everything, not just theirs. They believe the potential rewards outweigh the risk, the reality once released, but we cannot go back in time. And if they are wrong, the evidence is that an entire universe was changed, how much less just this small planet. Their machine, as described in the following statements, Scientific American, February 2008, for the propaganda to make you believe that it's okay. We will achieve 1 trillion volts of contained energy traveling at the speed of light within this machine. You could think of it roughly as the energy required to lift 3 or 4 Empire State Buildings off the ground. We boost the proton's energy, the active part of a nuclear bomb, by 16 times, or if they could transfer this imposed energy into a nuclear bomb, it would be 16 times as deadly or destructive. We will smash these protons at the speed of light 30 million times a second for up to 10 hours. These are for visualization bunched into trains. The number of trains or bunches on the rails or wires are then 2,808 at any time. The number of trains are bunched, the number of collisions per second on this ride is up to 31 million crashes per second. At 4 locations, and they expect as many as 20 individual cars to be involved in those individual collisions at each crash site each time. The rest travel on 31. The math would be 31 million times 4 is 124 million crashes per second. For 10 hours, 36,000 times seconds per in 10 hours times 124 million is 4.464 trillion crashes per day. For 10 hours times 20 individual protons per crashes per time is 89 trillion, 28 billion protons will be crashed during this 10-hour period. Several nuclear power plants are required to generate the electrical forces needed for their experiment. Add to that fuel consumption, pollution, etc. It's a big investment. It's a lot of power. All that force is isolated into 2 wires for simple understanding. The electricity is moving in 2 different directions and then redirected into a head-on train wreck collision through what is in fact some kind of needle or proton ejection, means shooting the gap between the wires. A needle, kind of like your sewing machine you might think, very small, but think of how much force is going through it. Their desire and intent, apart from any other description, is to create energies to search for new forces never before seen in time. While this might sound exciting, the reality of unleashing forces that do not obey the laws of energy and mass and time, proven to explode an entire extreme mass of previous universe, is without doubt extremely dangerous for us. Yep, this is their plan, their purpose, and what their machine is built for, and it's running today. And it is playing with tremendous forces. You can find out more at www.justtalking3.info. The question is, are you willing to bet your life, your child, your future, your environment, your everything on the result of their experimenting with your life, our planet? They are betting exactly that, and the machine is running. What they do not tell you is that they're playing with energies this extreme. It is entirely possible that they will recreate the energy that caused the originating mass of the previous universe to explode. All gathered together, that mass was just like this planet. Because to explode with an intensity that nothing seen in time can duplicate, or more simply, given the incomprehensible size of that originating mass, what we do know is that every single atomic structure involved exploded at the same time, creating instantaneous expansion of the whole. Or more simply, it exploded so completely and so violently that only dust and gas was left from the entire originating mass. Think about that for a second and then go back to their stated purpose, to bring that energy here to Earth. What is important about this Big Bang for this discussion is for any structure to disintegrate instantaneously, as did the originating mass of this universe, all the structural components involved had to be weakened. It's a very important fact. In other words, something preceded the explosion itself. The question is how. The answer is only an energy so extreme that no reaction could exist. No elemental relationship could defend itself from this energy and confront it. An energy or momentum accelerated so fast that time did not exist by the laws we know as truth today. Time is by actual fact the law that says for every action there will be an equal opposite reaction. What is important here is the risk to our world. The gamble these few and their propaganda news teams, experts, and governmental leaders have created for an entire planet. The question is, again, how much velocity and momentum can be altered as dimensional protons escaping time that exit from this chamber. We return to their statement. We will increase proton energy, the explosive part of a nuclear bomb, 16 times due to our acceleration process. A 20 megaton nuclear bomb then becomes a 320 megaton nuclear bomb. It is a massive increase in momentum. Therefore, let's remember, if a proton escapes at the velocity of the speed of light with an equivalent of momentum of 16 times its normal state of energy, it needs only a push to be accelerated beyond the speed of light. Or an arena wherein time and its dedicated limits of for every action there will be a reaction or measurement of time will stop. To give these protons that push, there is at the atomic level a massive nuclear explosion behind them. Does that sound like a push? There's also a massive aurora of electrons in front, behind, and surrounding them, opening the door to escape velocities. Dependent upon the protons that do escape beyond the limits of time and action or reaction limits imposed by time, the extreme number of electron energies pulling them, or more correctly turning them back, will be applied. This then becomes the ingredients to form, like a trampoline or spring, low amounts of mass, or more specifically, concerned with is if enough mass is ejected or collected at once, it will become a centrifugal loop. The energy created identifies itself by the trail of electrons it creates, but because this is over the speed of light, time cannot measure it. The end result is protons will bounce back and forth until they get enough to circle through the Earth and around it, unnoticed and unfelt, until the true force has gathered together enough protons with sustained momentum to leave the womb of its creation, which is CERN, with this mass and these controlling electrons in place. This energy now becomes or begins to influence time, or more simply, once enough momentum has been achieved to establish the centrifugal effect, an upside down electron tornado will occur, which will pull atomic structures apart from this Earth and eject them into space. That means the end will come, or that would be the what cause of the preceding universe exploding, which is in effect they're allowing the complete weakening of atomic structure once the tipping point is passed, and more protons will be accelerated to complete the process by the action of these energies. In other words, it gains after a certain point. It can't be stopped, as is proven by the originating mass. Prior to its explosion, this is not a fantasy, these are the energies being created. The purpose of their machine at CERN is a game, without regard for consequences of planet or life. You can go to justtalking3.info. Some little bit in peace here, as you might think. Love is the essence of everything we are. Being alive struggles because of what we are not. Truth says it is not life that lacks in us. It is what we choose to want. So look for the truth before you want to play games with life.